Let's get to our next topic here. Okay, well, we're talking about this offset a little bit because you guys are all bloggers and you do some sponsorship deals and stuff like that. So one company gave a bunch, they gave a bunch of Instagrammers some dresses.
Right, so this is a thing that typically happens, and I'm sure we all are aware of it, but very successful Instagrammers or bloggers will be given products. They feature it on their blog, they feature it on their Instagram feed, they possibly get paid, and people go wild for the garment. Now, Lord & Taylor gave 50 influential Instagrammers a dress, a handkerchief dress, and the dress sold out within 2 days. It was the best-selling dress Lord & Taylor's ever had. Now there's been some outrage that these bloggers and Instagrammers have manipulated people who are following them into buying things that they necessarily didn't want, and they were paid to do so. So how do we feel about posting these kind of things on social media or our blogs, being possibly paid or donated, and not disclosing the information?
I personally like it when people disclose that they're doing something either for free product or money, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that these people are making a living, and if people are following them, they're following them because they like them and they're looking to them for inspiration or guidance in some way. And so I don't see anything wrong with it.
I think to blame your purchasing problems on a blogger or an Instagrammer that you follow is a little ridiculous. I mean, I've got a shopping problem, but that's my problem. I shouldn't blame it on anyone.
And are the purchasers actually upset that they purchased the dress, and are they the ones that are?
Well, I think what it all comes down to is there is an actual law that states that if you're given items or it's a sponsored post, that you have to disclose this information. None of the 50 Instagrammers disclose that information.
I think we're going to see this more and more, though. I think that the more money that comes into blogging and is put behind bloggers, the more they're going to showcase the pieces that they're getting paid to wear. And so it's up to the consumer and the reader to kind of discern whether they like it enough to buy it, whether or not the blogger would wear it on their own. Because I think a lot of things now, they possibly wouldn't go to the store and buy on their own. They're wearing it because they're getting paid.
Right. Yeah, and I think advertising is changing too, and that is an easy and affordable way for people to get their name out there now on social media on a free platform, partnering with people.
And I mean, when you're looking at these bloggers and these Instagram divas, when you have over 1 million divas, when you have over 1 million followers, 2 million, 3 million followers, you're gonna get paid. That's a giant audience. But I guess, I mean, the pay is the pay. And I think, personally, I'm not going to buy something unless I love it. So if I buy it and you got paid for it, good for you. And thanks for showing me.
I think I agree with you. If I see something and I go out and buy it just because I saw somebody wearing it, it's because I really liked it. Now, there's a difference of whether I can pull it off the same as somebody else pulled it off. That's a whole nother battle. But I still agree with that.
Right. Well, especially Lidy, so you look through home magazines, I'm sure, to get a lot of inspirations, a lot of hashtags on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and you find inspiration that way, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Would that make any difference to you whether somebody was paid to put those images in front of you?
Not really. I mean, I trust that when bloggers take on these sponsorships, it's because it suits their aesthetic. You don't have to take a certain sponsorship. You have every right to say, no, it's not my style. So I assume that when they take on something like that, it's because they themselves like it. So it doesn't bother me. But I get sponsored too, but I only take the ones that I feel passionate about, that suit my style. And I do disclaim it to my readers, though. So it's,
And that authenticity, I think, shows through. If you are just hawking every sponsorship that comes along, it becomes very obvious, and I don't think you'll keep your followers.
No, exactly. Yeah, and it's good. It's important to let them know that, like, my whole living room was sponsored by someone. I didn't go out and spend all this money because I don't want everyone to feel like they should be going out and spending all that money on something if they have lives to, they have kids. Got to put food on the table. Those things are important. So
that's a good point.
Well, speaking of style and decoration, let's get into some clothing when it comes to glamping because we all want to look our best for the bears and the fish, right?
Oh, I got the wrong bears in my head when you said the bears.
The animal bears that are out in the woods
Trending
and the
bears.
deer. Mikki Fox is here. She's a fashion blogger with Center Street Style, and she's pulled together a few looks for us today. But first, let's go over what we're all wearing. Is there anything that you like here this morning that we've put on?
Yes, I like what everyone's doing. The rubber boots are a huge thing, and they're practical. I like how we all have kind of mixed a little bit of practicality for camping along with some items that are maybe not as practical. And that's what glamping's all about, is mixing the two and not feeling restricted to, you know, your hiking boots and your jogging pants, you know, what I think typically I think of camping ensembles to be. And so that's the great thing about glamping. And I know I ran into Ryan and Misty yesterday in a local store called the Library.
The livery, yeah.
The
In
Library.
Elmwood.
And I have a pair of tree-lined socks that they sell there. And
So cute.
these guys here have the Happy Camper, the camp apparel, which they sell there, which is fantastic. And it's practical, like the wool socks will keep you warm, but they're so cute and chic. So it's nice to mix and match everything. Yeah, and I brought some samples, examples.
Yeah, we have
To
some photos
shows.
that you sent us with some ideas. I personally kind of went with the boho style, and I know in some of your pictures that we're going to show that you definitely had that in there as well with some of the practical things. So I don't know if we can pull up those pictures right now and take a look. But you also brought out the boating shoes, which is quite comfy and nice.
I love them. You know, I do the boating shoes because the reality with the Sperry's is that they are a non-slip sole. So if it does get slippery or you need to wear them into the shower, God forbid I'm using a public shower, we need to wear them, keep your feet or keep you from slipping.
Yeah.
And then you're right, we were talking about Camp Brandon that we went into the store. I have to say something I love especially about that, and it affects us all, is they're actually a local company. So husband and wife team started the business here in Calgary, and they're actually selling all over the US as well now in an Urban Outfitter store, secondary store.
And you guys both are sporting that today,
Yeah.
quite comfy. Okay, let's take a look at these pictures that Mikki sent in to us to show off today. So, oh, Kate Middleton.
So
love her.
my thing is, when in doubt, look to Princess Kate. And she has been out camping for some royal duties. And so I collected the images of what she chose to wear. And right away we see the rubber boots. Hers is a fancy French pair that cost upwards of around $300.
I want them.
They're lovely. But yeah, she's just has this kind of chic, put together look, and she has her designer jeans paired with her rubber boots. And she's all about the layering too, incorporating the vest. And I read online the vest was from an outerwear company, so quite inexpensive. And she has it paired over a little Burberry
And she looks
sweater.
comfy and warm and
She
practical, but
is.
so cute.
And in the picture, she's down, she's making fires with the kids, and she's out with her dog, and so she can still move around and be functional. So that hers is the perfect glamping ensembles.
I'm going to take that and go shopping, and that'll be my camping style for the summer.
Well, and looking at the color palette, it actually makes sense to cover dirt. So we're
Yeah.
looking at the neutral colors. We're here in pinks and
I
florals
know.
and whites. And
This is not going to hide dirt anywhere.
But you're glamping, you're not going to get dirty.
Exactly. This is backyard
Right?
camping style. Here's our next set of pictures. You have a little bit of everything in here. Some for the guys, some for the girls. Let's
Yeah,
talk
so I
about
think
those.
when you think camping too, the plaid is the first thing that comes to mind. So I've shown a few outfits using the plaid. That first one on the far upper left, those hiking boots are Danner. It's a company, and they've been around since the 30s, handmade in the USA, and they're the boots that Reese Witherspoon and her original counterpoint wore in the movie Wild.
Okay.
And so they look great, but they're also actual hiking boots and will last a lifetime. And then the funky vests, like the retro 80s vibe, that one's actually a designer Miu Miu and retails for about $1,200. But we all need to look and pull in our old 80s Sun Ice.
I think
Sun Ice
we
vests
could dig through our
out.
parents'
Right?
Village.
Those are coming back.
Find
Right.
that.
And then because it is glamping, I threw in some outfits that you most definitely wouldn't wear camping. Some great gladiator sandals there with the shorts and little side bags. Because you can have fun with that because you're not getting down and dirty. I threw in one with a fur vest because practicality, fur keeps you warm and you're looking great. Yeah, so there's just a mix of everything, and in the bottom right there too, I did a really kind of what I picture, you know, Kate Middleton maybe doing for a fancier rendezvous with a big cape, Burberry cape, equestrian boots.
And music festivals too.
Exactly.
We're all going to be
Both
going to those
that.
music festivals. Stampede even coming up. We'll
Exactly.
be outside in the elements, but still want to look cute.
Well, that's the thing. You have to pick up those pieces that are going to take you from day to night when
Right.
it turns unseasonably cold.
Yeah.
So that's what I
Yes.
love those vests for.
Exactly.
And we all look pretty styled here this morning, I think.
I think we nailed it.
I think we should really go to a campground and we should just take our show on the road.
Right?
We actually were talking about that
runway.
this morning. That might be our next project, to actually go out in the woods and try our glamping techniques.
We'd all
I'm
be
in.
coming home like
Send the paramedics.
Let's take a look at our trending poll question here. We were talking a little bit earlier about how the new trend with beards is decorating them and coloring them. So Ryan wants to know what he should do with his beard, because now we're all confused as to what the actual trend is. So nobody says shave it off, so keep it.
Right. But they want me to have a wizard's beard. You want me to grow it
beard?
long. Wizard.
Grow it long. Oh, 50%
And decorate
of you.
it.
Right. You want this. You want Brad Pitt circa 4 years ago, where he put little beads in the beard.
Yeah.
Yuck.
So 50% said decorate it or dye it. So
I think
Do a
they
little
heard you
math
say
thing.
you were going to do what the people said,
Yeah.
and
I
they were
am.
just like,
Yeah.
would you
And they're
really?
speaking.
Right. Okay. Great. So this little dandy plant. So we're on the decorating. Soon I'm going to come back, and it's just going to be hanging out of the side of my beard.
Or is it spinach? I don't know.
It could be. It could be.
okay, fun question for everyone. Would you rather be stuck out in the woods, camping, real camping, not our glamping, camping, or would you rather be stuck in a hotel?
Oh, hotel.
Oh, I asked the wrong question.
Right. Are
didn't
they
I?
delivering room service to me at the campsite?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
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 No,
Plush
you're in the middle of the
robe.
woods.
A hot shower, room service.
Okay, but hold on. Let's talk about like skeezy motel, like gross motel that we actually would never stay in. So now stuck in the woods, or really yucky hotel where you're sure there's bed bugs.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
stuck in the woods.
nature.
Nature.
Woods.
Is
There'll
it
be
cold
bugs there,
though?
but they won't.
Because I don't like to be cold.
Let's
I
say
could
it's the middle of
stand in the
summer.
room and not touch anything
They
as
have
long as
hot
I'm
packs.
warm.
You know.
I would take camping actually over
Yeah.
that. Believe it or not, wilderness, no bed, no covers, then gross motel.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break now. Looking ahead to our show a little bit later, we're going to be talking about some camping food. We'll also be looking at our poll results. And join us on Monday, because Cheryl Bernard will be here in the studio with us. She has an amazing project that we'll be talking about. So we are going to head outside. That is where we're going really quickly during the commercial break, where we are going to talk about food. So stay with us. You'll want to see us running out there with our camping chairs. You're watching Trending on Shaw.